Alright, first thing is you're mega late. Like, you're a sentinel, you should have your setup ready. And also, like, after Jet says multiple enemies B, like, there's gunfire happening, like, you probably don't need to put down this trap. Here you might as well be facing this way just in case there's a late lurk. But this is fine. Here you have to make sure, so if there is a lurker, they're going to be tiles. Like, this is the best spot for them to play to shoot you in the back. Like, if there's 4B, one guy's sitting here, they know people A are going to want to rotate. People are too lazy to come through spawn. They're going to come through this way. This angle shoots them in the back with if they don't check. But it's like a pretty safe spot for them to play for a late push through door. This is good. I think door's closed. You got to join this as fast as possible. Pretty minor thing. When you pick up this ghost, like, you could just switch to classic press G so you don't break your crosshair placement. But this is fine. You were pretty safe. Alright, so I like how you're trying to join this fight as soon as possible. But you say you're holding W here. So holding W here, like, gives you, like, this, like, it moves you on this path. Whereas if you just held D, you could have maybe joined the fight early enough to kill this gecko. So if you're just trying to join this as soon as possible, I would just straight D key right here, but you W forward. And then I like how you're trying to join this fight, but now that they're both dead, you gotta slow it down. So, like, this is a 2v2, but your Omen's not here. So this is really a 1v2. Like, I don't know where this Reyna is. Maybe she's, like, behind this right wall. Alright, so now you know that she's, like, market, assuming this Jet's telling the truth. So, like, now you know it's a 1v1. But, like, at the time, at least I didn't know it was a 1v1. So, like, I would think, like, okay, I missed my gecko on this shot, which was, like, the only time he was still basically vulnerable from, like, having a 2v1 against him or whatever. Like, he's probably reloading, low ammo, trying to back up, doesn't have cover yet. Now that he missed that, I would probably step right, use this wall as cover, wait for my Omen, take a breath. I know this Reyna's market, and as soon as Omen's ready, then I swing out again, ready to fight. Maybe drop my teleport anchor. No reason to look down. This is the same thing, breaking your crosshair placement, but especially, like, for a weapon you already have. So if you're on this box anyway, you actually want to maximize your height because you want to move your head as far as possible from, like, regular height, if that makes sense. By crouching, you bring it slightly closer. This is a little weird. So I think this fight's fine because you have a good gun for this range. But after the second shot, you strafe right again. Like, which is very strange. So your job as a defender is to survive. You also only have 2 shots in this gun. So, like, you would shoot, strafe left, shoot again, strafe left, and then you'd survive this encounter. Because you strafe right, you end up exposing yourself with no ammo. So, like, your Neon likes to hold this line. Like, I don't know if it's that valuable for you to play here because she'll be dead. If that makes sense. Like, if they make it to here, she'll already be dead or she'll have killed them. Like, she's not playing in a way where she can escape, if that makes sense. So it might make more sense for you to play, like, further up, like here.
Spike down mid.
Alright, I like how you're trying to join this fight.
Spike down mid.
So as soon as you fail this, fail to kill the Reyna before she dismisses, like, higher lower rule, you have 4 people, they have 2 people, you have to play safer here. Like, there's not really a reason for you to solo push in here. Like, the thing they have to path to is this spike. So if you walk out here, it's really likely the Sage swings here, the Reyna swings here. They get a 2v1 off on you, grab spike and get out before your gecko can arrive because you're smoked. They're smoked off, right? Before your Omen can get through this smoke. Before your Neon can flank. So this is, like, giving them the best possible opportunity. And even if you did want to push out here and be like, oh, but I want to contest this, like, there's no reason to path out in the open. You're open to tiles and to bot mid here. So, like, Sage can just easily pop out here, shoot you in the side of the head for free. If anything, I would route...
Spike down mid.
After you miss this, I would immediately strafe right. And then only hold my, like, crosshair here at tiles to try to, like, if the Sage is here, use this as cover to bot mid. Because if you strafe right enough, like, you can start using this as cover, start walking up this way while still watching this side. And by the time you get to about here, your Omen should be here, your Gecko should be here. And then you can, you know, triple run at them or whatever you want to do. But until then, you're just exposing yourself to more angles more and more. Making it so that your teammates can't really help.
Enemy remaining.
Push your Omen gets a paranoia off. Alright, now your Neon's just running it down. So, like, At this point, like, your Neon ran it down, you can't do anything about that. You literally cannot keep up with her. You could have knife ran a little bit. Like, here you could be knife running to this corner, and that's about as much optimization as you can do in case she went lobby. Alright, so at this point, though, like, you're sort of leading the pack and chasing this person, but there's no real need to, right? Like, you can play positional advantages, have one person lock down one side, two people lock down the other side, have a contact play that basically destroys her depending on which way she goes. But she has to get to the spike. After she gets to the spike, she still has to go to a site. So, like, you don't have to lock her down here, if that makes sense. Like, if you all back up, you could also play some angle with your teleport anchor that, like, watches, like, A main or something like that to make sure she doesn't do some weird route. Have some contact play, like, somewhere else. And even if she does manage to plant B, like, someone could be close enough to hear her plant B. And then you guys can 3v1 retake. Like, there's a lot of things you can do if you go set up the map the way you want it to. But here, like, when you push up here, you actually can't trade this Omen at all. So Omen was playing... Right, so Omen's playing this angle, right? He's playing this line. But notice that when you step so far to the right, at this point, you already cannot trade him anymore. Like, this would take 3 steps to walk. Like, Reyna definitely kills him in that time and dismisses out. So, like, you're now giving Reyna a free 1v1 with from your Omen because you took too many steps to the right. Especially here, you're, like, really far. You want to be, like, on this line so that you can join the fight with Omen on this line. So you see how, like, you're completely useless here. And you put your gun away. So, like, there's action away for you to swing. And, like, right click, you need a headshot, 2 body shots to kill 150 life Reyna in 1 right click. Or you need, like, 2 headshots to kill, which is very unlikely with the classic. And then if let's say your Omen died that 1v1, you have your classic out, so you die in, like, the 1v1. And then your Gecko is now left in a 1v1 where the Reyna has, like, can run out, grab spike because the Gecko is out of position. She can just plant B. If she gambles correctly, 50% that, like, Gecko's not there, right? And then she just gets an open plant, and then it's almost unlosable at that point. I guess Gecko has wingman, but it's like, why throw away 3 guns, full armor? That's like, what, 10,000 creds? Like, for no reason, essentially. Instead of playing higher lower rule, just playing safe when you're up. Alright, so I mentioned before, like, you can play further up. Like, your Omen's also aggressive here. He tossed a Paranoia and he swings out with it solo. You may as well, you can put a teleport anchor here and just join him and swing out here. This was his initial swing. And if you want, you can even double flank with him. Like, you don't always have to rotate safe, if that makes sense. Like, if your teammates are solo flanking, that's already very dangerous. You might as well join them and make it less scary. I need his flanking again. Once again, this angle from tiles, like, you should definitely be dead from this angle. It's such a common angle. I assume doors closed here. I don't know why you start walking here. Like, your whole team's here. You're still out of audio range.
I have flank.
Alright, so here, it's a 5v3, and once again, you're giving them 1v1s. So you step out here. This is, like, almost okay, because you're only exposed to 1 angle. It's not great because it's 5v3. You might as well just wait till they push in and then swing off your Gecko or something like that. And, like, no one can trade you. Like, there's literally no one that can help you fight this. This is really bad. So now you're exposed to 2 angles, and you stop moving here. Like, you, like, sort of do this jiggle thing for no reason when you're out exposed in the open to 2 angles at once. So not only is this a 1v1, this is now worse. It's like basically a 1v2 because you're exposing yourself to 2 angles. Theoretically, they could actually have 2 people pop out this side and now be a 1v3. Like, you should not be giving the enemy 1v3 opportunities when you're in, like, a 5v3 situation and you have 4 people on site. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And here you're still exposed to the left side this entire time, so if anyone had swung off or contact, like, you'd be in trouble. And, like, look how far away your teammates still can't see that angle. There's, like, no way they can trade. So you get lucky and you get you win the 1v1, but why are you giving them ones? This is fine. You're not swinging around joining your Omen or not. So, like, this pathing doesn't make any sense. Door's closed. Yeah, door's closed. Alright, think of it this way. If you are the Clove in this situation, what is your plan, right? Do you fight through, like, the 4 people on site, or do you fight through the Omen, get a 1v1, and now you have the entire map and you can plant open on A? Like, obviously, it doesn't have perfect information on the map, but, like, it's much more likely that the Clove will die if they try to come B than if they try to go this way. So I would route this way, try to double my Omen, or maybe just play some other position to, like, listen for the footsteps, make the most of your 26 HP, instead of just, like, basically not helping the team.
Spike down B.
Oops. That's a misclick.
Enemy.
You're also so late here, you don't even get here in time to join this fight.
एक सेकंड आया मैं ठीक है कॉल आ रहा हूँ.
Yeah, let's say it would just be like the rain all over again. If you ran it down with those 4 teammates here, if they kill the Omen, they still have the whole map, and now you have 4 people chasing them, but like they can still isolate the 1v1s. So you're finally respecting this angle, glad. But this is weird. Like you just turned away from it. What if when you turn away from it, they just swing out and kill you? Like, so usually what you might do is you might jiggle this, and then you might like back up, jump up on the platform while still watching it. So now you have full cover from it. Because here, like you almost have cover, right? So if you jump up to the thing and then back up, now you're no longer exposed, and then you pre-aim this and then step out. And yeah, this is kind of lazy pre-aim, but then you pre-aim this and swing out.
Match में
Spike
This is also a little weird. Like I'd probably watch this side just in case instead of this side.
down
match
A.
normal match.
You can think about putting the teleport on top.
अच्छा fuck चल ठीक है.
Since you have site control still. Okay. So here, if you look at where this smoke is, actually here, let's see.
अच्छा fuck चल ठीक है.
When you swing out here, you're holding W key, right? So you're not, like your barrel's poking out first, you're not getting optimal value out of it. So I would probably walk to here, point the barrel of my gun a little bit to the left so it doesn't stick through the edge of the smoke. And then while I hold D, swing my mouse slightly to the right so that my barrel is now facing forward. So I pop out of this smoke completely sideways. So I'd pop out moving from this straight to here, and my aim would be moving from here to here. So my barrel isn't exposed. I think this is fine. Even though this is a 5v3, like you have your teleport anchor. And also like your team is like kind of ready to trade you. I wish they were a little closer, but
तेरा तो start हो रहा है 2-2.
so I noticed that when you're strafing left and right, your crosshair is moving.
तेरा तो
So this is
start हो
weird.
रहा है 2.
So usually when you're doing this little wiggle, your crosshair, like when you walk left, your crosshair should move right. When you walk right, your crosshair should move left to counteract your motion. So that way, if they like your crosshair should be like stationary in this point, like this target area, so that when they walk out, like your crosshair isn't moving back and forth like this. Apparently, your crosshair is way too low. I'm not used to your stretch res, so it's hard for me to tell the heights. But now we know she's gonna come out like this high or whatever. But you managed to get the kill. Good teleport. Good committing to that teleport. Alright, this is similar to that other round. Like, you guys, 5v2, higher lower rule. You gotta play safer if you have more numbers on your team. And look for better fights, right? Numbers advantage fights or positionally advantaged fights. Like, for every... Like, let's say you're playing a game of chess. Every time they move twice, your team gets to move 5 times. Like, what a crazy advantage is that? It's like, fine. You finally respect this tiles angle, and for once it pays off.
One enemy remains.
You do actually get the kill. This is like okay. Like you could say that you're just trying to get over to B and you don't actually think someone's here.
One enemy remaining.
Alright, but the worst possible thing you can do in this case is to give them 1v1s. And now you're just running out. The most likely place for Clove to be is right next to the Sage, if that makes sense. Like,
One enemy
after you kill the Sage, like this is the most likely spot for the Clove to be.
remaining.
So here you like look away from it, again, just like the other round, instead of stepping behind cover. So if this were me, my immediate instinct is I'm going to run this way with my gun out and then play this spot. Because like this is your chance to choose to set up the map any way you want. Because you know that Clove has to get the spike and then pick A or B. They know that A is heavily defended, so they'll probably go B, right? And then let's say they get the spike. They break door, they come through here, right? They start planting in the default plant spot or stairs, which are more safe. And then you step out from here, shoot them in the back. If Clove gets the spike, runs this way, comes through main, goes here, plants at a default spot, you can shoot them in the back at any point along that route, as well as when they're planning. Although when they're planning, there's probably going to be looking around since they have nothing better to do. So it's like there's so many better ways to deal with this, right? And you're 70 life. So like even less reason for you to fight a 1v1. Let's say it was just a 1v1 in general. Like maybe you can just sort of like walk at them and try to fight them because like in a 1v1 you'd have a more of a fair fight, right? But you are also lower life. So you probably want more of an advantage when you take this fight. So you're able to like gamble more, I guess. So like there's a gamble that they don't pad this way. There's a gamble that they come through here and they plant, or they come through this way and they plant here and you don't get a free shot on them. But since you're lower life anyway, it's like fine. And either way, you have 4 other teammates. You really want to just stall and wait for them. So you can set up a 3v1.
Spike down.
So the worst possible thing you can do is solo push. Definitely don't take your knife out in such a like this is the most dangerous spot on the map right now. You just took your knife out.
अरे ऐसे लर्क कर रहा रहता है कहीं पे भी ध्यान से
Crosshair placement's like, so I don't think it's a huge deal, but just pay attention to your crosshair placement. So this is the most dangerous angle on the map, and you swing out like this. your crosshairs in this wall, it's not ready for this at all. So like there's times to be extra vigilant and diligent, and this is a time that you messed up.
अरे ऐसे लर्क कर रहा
Same with this angle. You were also not very vigilant on that one. Like you like looked into a wall and stuff. Like you didn't actually check this angle.
अरे ऐसे लर्क कर रहा रहता है कहीं पे भी ध्यान से
You don't even check right. Like this is actually the most likely spot. When those shots came, I thought you died.
हैकर भाई हैकर
Long.
Alright, so
हैकर भाई हैकर
alright, so it turns out Clove got a 1v1 in the end, because Clove had a smoke.
Long.
So somehow in a 5v1 you gave Clove a 1v1.
एंड खा जाएगा आ ये
But yeah, I mean, that's how you build bad habits, right? So let's say that you did find Clove and you died because you had your knife out or you weren't properly clearing your angles for some reason, right? You just gave up $3,900, right? For your 50 armor and you gave up your rifle. Like, no reason to throw away that much money.
That works.
And once again, your Neon solo pushing out. Like, I feel like they really should have some sort of backup when they do this. I guess they haven't been punished for it yet, though. I almost wonder if you should not place your teleport anchors so early since you've gotten so little value out of it. You could have sprayed through that smoke if you wanted to. Like, it's pretty likely that there's a player in this area, honestly, from their perspective. But if you get some lucky shots, you might be able to put some damage on them. The crosshair placement is great here. Crosshair placement's in the wall this whole time. It's fine for the crosshair. Once again, there could be a guy tiles. So I've had situations where like I was lurking in tiles. I hear this Neon coming, so I'm watching this way. And then after she passes, I'm like, okay, now that she's gone, like I literally, like I can't, I missed the opportunity to shoot her because she's too fast. But I can at least start pushing mid. And then I end up like shooting this guy in the back here.
Enemy B.
One enemy
Why'd you leave this guy go alone?
remaining.
I guess now you know he's main. But here, like, my first instinct would be to double up with the gecko, just in case. Like, there's no reason. The only reason to come this way is to join the Neon, because similar to before, right? 1v4, this guy can either fight through sight, which has a lot of people, or fight through Neon, plant A open.
One enemy
So you could try
remaining.
to double up with the Neon here if
भाई
you
इतना
wanted.
स्मूथ दिख रहा है ना वो जो शॉट था अबे गाइस 1v2 प्ले टुगेदर
Oh, the spike's down in market.
भाई इतना स्मूथ दिख रहा है ना वो जो शॉट था अबे गाइस 1v2 प्ले टुगेदर
So if the spike's down with market, another thing you could do is you could close the door and then flank. I don't know. And this gecko could play spawn side or something. Like, there's a lot of things you could do. Not sure if there's such a thing as like a best choice, but as long as you guys play together, it should be fine. Like, we'll find a way to either play with huge positional advantage or find a way to have 2v1.
Teleport's ready.
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
Not sure if that teleport's gonna help
क्या
you.
नहीं नींद सुनानी क्या टीवी करियो फाइट मत करियो कमेंट मत करियो
I don't know if they saw you. So your Gecko is now fighting a 1v1. Like, luckily Gecko's looking your way. Like, knowing this and knowing that you're going to play by cover, and I mean, you have your teleport anchor too. I'd probably be holding this angle and then like be ready to like shoot teleport. And then Gecko would then get the trade. But you're so far from this wall. Like, you literally cannot help join this fight. Like, look how far you are from this fight.
करियो
Like, okay. So I guess you don't end up being that far. But if this guy was further this way, for instance, you would have to keep walking to join this fight. So most of the time people don't like standing next to a corner like here before they swing out because of the angle disadvantage. If they're looking at you, your shoulder comes out first when you're about here. And then by the time you're here, like now you can see them as well. So the reason it's good here is because you want to expose yourself to as much of the site as possible, as fast as possible. If your Gecko sees him when he's all the way out here, taking one step, you see the entire front sight, if that makes sense. So playing close to an angle makes you expose yourself to more angles faster, which is why when you're slicing the pie, you want to be really far back. You only expose yourself to small slices of angles at once. So if you're swinging off contact, you want to be up here. Why not put your, so your teleport anchor is like behind the box again. Why not put your teleport anchor on top of the box if you're going to play here? That way you get a shot and then you're up on this box and then maybe they're not, like they still, this is a weird angle still on top of this box. People are used to aiming for it. You're looking for Gecko Dizzy. Although since you heard that Gecko Dizzy, you looked away. Are you looking for Cypher cams? There's no Cypher. But as soon as you hear that Dizzy, I would probably like, just in case, I would instinctively just look again. Oh, your Neon already has all, like, once again, you're not helping the Neon at all. Like, why are you even here? Like, by the time someone gets to this angle, this Neon would be very, they would be very dead. What are you looking at?
Reloading.
What are you looking at?
One enemy remaining. Spike down mid. One enemy remaining. Spike down mid.
This is like okay, but once again, you're exposed to two angles at once. I would be pathing this way, using this block as cover to block the bottom mid. With one step, I can join this fight. So I'd be standing about here. But you're just sort of standing in the open. Or like moving in the open.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
किलोमीटर चला के आया आज मैं पहली बार मतलब इतना ज़्यादा राइड किया
Oh, you're super late.
भाई वैसे यार
So you were gonna start A and then teammates put the op there. Alright, so your Omen's playing the spot that's much safer for Chamber, because Omen has to cast TP, which takes much longer to get out. Alright, he manages to do it. You're like pretty slow joining this fight. Here again, you at least come out wide instantly, but then you stop moving here. So like, instead of stopping here, I would just keep running straight to continue helping with this fight, because this guy needs a lot of help. Alright, but at this point, like, he's gotten the smoke out. At this point, you should back off. There's no reason to expose yourself to this much. Like, I know you got that kill, and I know, like, you want to keep firing, but they have 3 people, and you have 1 people. And, like, if you keep firing, they have 3 times as many bullets to shoot back at you. Plus, you're already 70 life. Or I guess because of that, you're 70 life. But, like, I wouldn't be shooting through this smoke, basically. It's too dangerous. And it's 4v3, higher-lower rule. Like, you don't have to take risks. Like, your teammates are still so far away. I actually really hate... Okay, so personally, I don't like to use center map. You can just disable that in the options on the main options menu of not centering the map. That way you can always see exactly what agents and where they are. Let's find a reload. Where are you going? I don't know if I would crouch here. So crouching here, like, if they do spray back, you just die because you'll get tagged and you'll even slow. You're crouched and tagged. Like, there's no way you're getting out.
You will not.
So, like, usually I just shoot, like, a burst and then immediately strafe in case a burst comes flying back exactly where I was shooting.
Kill my allies.
Well, I would not break that wall. This is actually devastating. Since you broke this wall, now they can just shift walk in.
वापस जा रहे हैं
They could already be on site
तू
here.
ये रुक मैं वापस आ जाऊंगा let me take
Oh, they could already be on site. They could be right next to you.
Coming here.
Looked away from the angle before you took cover again. It's like a bad habit.
Coming here.
Right here. Like, there's no, just strafe, take the one step to strafe to cover and then turn away.
नहीं ना चाहिए यहीं वो flank आएगा
Alright, so at this point, you've already given them the whole front site. They could already be on site. They could be right next to you. Like, there's no reason to come back here. Like, this is completely surrendered at this point.
मैं बोल दूंगा कब आना है
Like, there's not really an advantage to playing here.
देखो वापस आएंगे वो यहीं पे
Plus, you've been making so much noise.
मैं वापस आ रहा हूँ
Like, if there is someone here, they know you're still here. So, like, this is an angle you could play. That way, you're watching both of these at the same time. But like this way, like they can now come around this side, come around and just be on site. They can just shoot you in the back.
30 seconds left.
So I'm assuming market door is closed, but I guess we don't know. I guess it's not closed. Alright, good teleport. But like, okay, so what was it, 4v2? Yeah, 4v3. Like here, you're so alone. Like now that's down to a 3v2, like, you don't have a great position. If you had a really good position, and I think you could stay here by yourself, like, if this door is open, they can come through here, shoot you in the back. They have so many different routes they can take. Like, you're not in a very good spot. Like, if you were playing in the spot that Omen was in, and you had a teleport anchor to get out in case they came through main, I think that's, like, much, much better. Or if you were playing, I don't know, if you were playing behind this box and you could teleport to market if you needed to, like you got pressured with a 2v1. Like I think it's more fine for you to play solo. But in this case, like they're actually pretty heavy on A. Like we know they're going to rotate back, but without that knowledge that they're rotating back, it probably would have been safer for you to just go with the team when like everyone was rotating here. Because you've already surrendered all this space. You have no control over this space, so why are you pretending like you do? That makes sense. So here, you get lucky. There's only Clove. This actually should have been a 2v1 on you. So it's like in a 3v2, you're giving them opportunities to find advantaged fights. Jack gets 2 chances at this. So hearing her jump up here, my first instinct is to avoid her. Because if you push this way and then hold this side, you only have a one-on-one on Reyna. This Omen will get here in time to hold this side, so this Clove can't push you unless they get shot in the back. So then you reduce this from a 1v2 potentially to a 1v1. Because you heard them jump up. It's unlikely that they jump up and then shift walk back down and then rejoin in time to double swing you with Reyna. So you throw away that free kill there. I guess they do get the trade, but no reason for you to throw your life away.
Crying about a game, भाई मैंने इतने जोरों से गालियाँ बक रहे भाई एक दूसरे की मम्मी को भाई, and I'm like भाई ये क्या है? मतलब यार
This is the same thing with your crosshair moving with your strafes again. Remember, you want to keep this stationary by counteracting your strafes.
जब तो मैं अभी गेम भी खेलता हूँ तब भी नहीं करता ऐसा तब.
Oh, it's unlucky by that gecko that it lands up there. Yeah, your crosshair's moving so much from your movement that it like screws up your aim here. I would reposition a little. Okay. So this first guy saw you, right? After this guy sees you, I'd at least stand more to the left, or maybe I don't know. I would just change my angle very slightly so the next guy doesn't know exactly where I am. I don't know. I actually do get the kill though. Good teleport. Good position.
Spike down A.
Shot.
One enemy remaining.
Alright, this is so if you're reloading, I would step right and get behind cover. There's no reason for you to run forward here. Higher lower rule, you have to play safer. It's 3v1. Like if you run forward here and give this Neon a 1v1, like you're just basically throwing. Like, I don't know, with that Neon wall, she could be on site. She could also be this way. Like what I would do is I would immediately back up to here, hold this angle, so that if she comes this way, like I'll know I can jiggle, get back to cover from the Neon if she tries to go B, and then the Jet can double up with me. If Neon comes this way and pushes my Jet, Jet misses her first op shot, Neon jumps up, tries to kill her, then you can immediately protect her and trade. Like I don't see a need for you to like push forward here. So here you can be shot in the back from sight. Could be behind safe as well. Your team seems to be certain that she's elbow, but you just sort of look at a wall. Oh, you just didn't look. You just didn't clear left. That's a very weird way to turn. But yeah, elbow for sure. But you just give her a free kill for no reason. Like there's no, like you know the Neon was in this area. She can't have left. You were here. The Omen was here, so she has to be somewhere in this area. Why are you throwing your life away for like info you already have? And then you had full armor, right? Yeah, you had full armor and rifle, so you threw away $3,900. I guess they do end up winning the round, but like all the Neon has to do is win another 1v1, and then she has a free plant on the other site. And then since she's fighting against someone that has to defuse the spike, that's pretty easy for her to win that one. They're just hair's breadth away from throwing that round. I like this a lot. I don't know if I would have teleported that early. I mean, having someone just holding this mid area is a lot better. Like, you're not providing a lot of value here. All your teammates are here at the same angle. Also, I would not push into the smoke. So when they saw your teammates here, they're just going to spray the smoke. By walking into here, you're just opting into that spray and you're blocking your teammates. Yeah, you get your Jet killed. Well, you don't get her killed, but like you're taking a free 101 damage like for no reason. So if you want to join this fight, I would move this way, just behind this wall. And then that way, like if the enemy is like pushing to the smoke, you're able to join the fight very quickly if you have to. Or you could also shoot a burst back and like just hope to get lucky like the enemies did, but one step away from this wall. So that way you're not leaving yourself exposed to being sprayed down too much. So here, like, you're exposing your back to market right now, which is dangerous.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Right, get the trade.
Planted.
Alright, so if you're already here, I guess you come this way because you're afraid of the Gecko ulti, but if you're afraid of the Gecko ulti, like, you should be looking the other way, I guess. You should be looking back and getting ready to break it. I don't know about here. So at this point, your Neon's already here, but you're sort of going up early.
Spike
It's okay.
planted. Last player standing.
क्या मैं हाँ
Just kind of get pinched there.
मैंने बोला fuck ने बोला था ये
Like, alternatively, you could just not give up market. So, yeah, after this happens, like, they don't actually know you're here. Like, you don't have to leave market. You can just play market. You can just try to ring around the Rosie with the Gecko ulti. I think he's actually using it on site. But like, so this is the opposite of before. So before, it was like a 5v1, like you were going off on your own and running forward. But now that you're in a 2v5, you're trying to double up, which is like, there's a lot less variability. As soon as they know that both of you are in the same spot, like as soon as they know that the two of you are in the same spot, then you become a lot less. So they know both of you are boba. It becomes a lot easier to contain. They can set up plays so that you have crossfires everywhere and they have contact swings everywhere, right? However, if you look for fights early, like this Omen, like found a 1v1 probably. I don't know. Maybe this Omen was just doomed. But like, by doubling up here, like you reduce the amount of possibilities they have to worry about. If one of you is off the map and the other one's surviving, then like they have to respect main, they have to respect market, they have to respect a lot more things. So the only value when you play together is if they don't know where you are. But you're like jumping up, making all this noise and shooting, so they know exactly where you are, which also gives away your Neon's position. So they're going to pay heavier attention to this area. So you're also sort of dooming your Neon here.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Like, trying to think how to describe this. If you had just stayed in market, right? When they came in through here, you could have shot this guy in the back in hindsight. You did close the door, so they can't even come through this way. So you can just like watch one side here, and if you hear footsteps, then you can just swing out and go into the fight. Like, two people in market is already weird. Having a third person in market, they might not expect it. Or you could have gone and fought with the Omen, maybe gotten a trade with him. Like, I don't know if... Well, I guess there's the Gecko ulti, so you're afraid of that. But like, you didn't have to run away from that far, I think. Plus, you already had your teleport anchor as well over here. I think you picked it back up. But like, even if you thought you were about to get hit by the Gecko ulti, like over here, then you could teleport. And then like, after the Gecko ulti ended, you could just hold this area. I don't know. But you want to take aggressive... Like, you want to look for fights, look for 1v1s before they have a chance to settle down and actually play properly and play defensively.
पता है क्या मैंने उसको बोली
But instead you retreated and backed up, which made it easier to be contained by them on these two sides and pinched.
जो अपने मेरे घर के पीछे से ये या फिर कहते 3 मिनट छोड़ना पड़ेगा मैं कि क्या मतलब यार मैं तो डे पेस खेलता फिर
So you're doubled up their jet here.
बी
And you just teleport anchor.
Enemy spotted mid.
This is not great. Swinging out of here without your gun out. Good job breaking that. A good blind by Omen. Alright, this is a little awkward. Because you have to stay out here. Because your Omen has no cover. I don't know why he swings wider. But he swings wider and crouches and commits to this, which is on the same line as you. So if they spray back, both of you are pretty screwed. So like, but since he's out here, like you can stay out here and protect him. But like, I would be like, you also turn away from the angle early again. So I would back up a little bit here so that I'd be able to, instead of moving forward, so I can jump into that smoke as cover. But instead you just turn away from the angle completely defenseless and you come into here. If you backed up a bit, then you could keep spraying and fighting and then just take one step to get into cover and then you can jump up safely. Alright, so 4v3, but you have pretty good, a lot of people here. That is super lucky. Alright, so now this is a 3v1. Like, so remember, you want to play safe here. I guess this Gecko ends up swinging your jet, so it's good that you push forward to try to trade here. So that ends up being good. But let's say that Gecko did the expected thing, right? Like, Gecko being here, gets this kill on the Omen. Like, if he wants to isolate a fight, this is the only time that he has Neon Wall. The Neon Wall is about to go away soon, and he knows it. So he could go and, like, fight this Neon Wall. Right here, you don't even have your gun out. So if he had stepped through this Neon Wall right now, he would just get a kill on you for free. I don't think this wall's long enough for him to cross, but he might have tried to. And he would have ended up in a sort of like a weird spot that Jet can't really pre-aim for because this wall's kind of long. And then he might have won that fight, grab Spike, wingman plant, or even fake plant, run over through spawn, plant wide open on A, and then this Neon cannot win.
this fucking womp womp क्या करवाया है ना मेरे दुखी हो गया भाई मैं मेरे घर पे भी कलेश चल रहा है 2-4 दिन से
So you have to be careful, like swinging into that. I would probably have waited for that Niad wall to go down before I stepped out.
भाई वो नींद चल रही तब मैं क्या करूं भाई
Man, you usually play behind another teammate, which is very strange on a sentinel. Like you should be the one up at the extremity, like that time you were like checking mid. Like your Omen's jump spotting here, your Omen with like Paranoid solo pushed on A, like your Neon solo pushed out on
और
A.
भाई 3 फोनों से चला दिया भाई मेरा तो भाई दुख पता है हाँ चल मैं तो भाई
So I know that enemy doesn't fake much. Like if they faked more, then you could anchor more. So like maybe it's fine.
बोला अनुभव को कि वो चलते हैं बाउंसी वो नहीं होता जो बाउंसी वाली शिट
A little bit lazy. You come around this corner, you take your knife out, so they could easily swing you, kill you, and then just get hit by this low, and they don't care.
बाउंसी वो नहीं होता जो बाउंसी वाली शिट
Alright, so good that you check tiles.
Enemy spotted A.
This time you didn't respect the right side,
बाउंसी वाली शिट
so there could easily be a lurk up on this side, right here.
Spike planted. Enemy spotted A.
पता है क्या
Stray away
कहता
from the angle
अनुभव
early.
कहता भाई 800 रुपए कौन दे
So I don't know if I would have broken that immediately. Like I don't know if your team is ready for that to be broken. Also, you're lined up with Jet.
Enemy spotted
So at the
A.
moment you break it, you're like directly in line with her. I probably would have strafed out wider to make sure we're not lined up before I broke this.
रुपए कौन दे इस चीज के ठीक है भाई प्लान ठीक है एडिट फोन से
Attack
ना
now.
कर रहा है कह रहा है आपको फोन करके बोल दे चलना है तो विशाल
Oh, placing that after. I wonder if they can hear that. I forget the radius
हाँ
on
तो मैं
that.
फ्राइडे
You guys are allowed B, so they might already be rotating.
बोला तो था इसे पता है डेट पे भी नहीं गया है बंदा he just cancelled everyone's plan
So we don't know if there's someone behind this thing yet.
भाई everyone's plan भाई पता है डेट पे भी नहीं गया है बंदा he just cancelled everyone's plan
So you only have single controller. Like you have your teleport anchor, so you should be the one fighting first. You also have the better gun.
भाई
So like, why is your Omen the one entering? If he dies, like you guys basically lose. And also your Omen's reloading at the time that you swing the other guy. So that's like a little harder to account for. But if you're like sort of paying attention to how much your Omen's firing, like you'll probably know that they don't want to take the rest of the site until they get a chance to
he
reload.
just cancelled everyone's plan भाई
Like at this point, like I don't know if you need to go wider. Also, you still haven't cleared the rest of main.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
I think the more important thing though, like screw counting your Omen's bullets. Like there's no way to know that he's gonna reload. I would just say like you should be the one going first because you had teleport anchor placed. And Omen's wet leaf is worth more as a
बनने का
controller.
तुझे पहले मैं कौन से ने चालू नहीं करेगा इतने कुछ सीरियसली मैं
Let's win that round.
One.
Lost that round.
तो नहीं लगता क्या बोला था पहले
Try to check your money. Back frames. There we go. Alright, this is awkward. You guys should probably save this round because your Gecko's DC, so the chances of winning it is really low. I would probably have to let save button because your Omen's throwing.
भाई वो उससे कुछ नहीं होगा भाई जब तक तू ना अपने कॉम से ने चालू नहीं करेगा
Alright, so you should try to play around the Spectre. This is your win con here.
कॉम देने और स्ट्रेटजीज दिमाग में सोचनी भाई बिना उससे कुछ नहीं होता भाई मेरा काम छोड़िए अकेले जब तो
Alright, you guys are allowed B. They're probably rotating already.
सोलो क्यों करता है सब इधर को सोचना होता है ना भाई मेरा काम छोड़िए अकेले जब तो सोलो क्यों करता है सब इधर को सोचना होता है ना भाई मेरा
So
काम
like your teammates are pounding this way. This is the only angle you need to watch. You can hear your teammates full stomping here. Like they're already out wide on this angle. There's no reason to change the angle you're looking at. You should be watching this.
सोलो क्यों करता है सब इधर को सोचना होता है ना ए जाना साले तू कभी माइक नहीं बोलता मुझे पता नहीं है क्या किसको पागल बना रहा है किसको ना किसको रहा है पागल
I got wrecked. I think that's fine. You're pathing in a way that you can use your teleport anchor. Although if you're gonna check a smoke, instead of running in, like the classic right click is a shotgun, I would jump into this thing. Like there's no reason to walk in straight. I would at least break head level. It doesn't matter against a Bucky, or I guess it might make you lucky if like they miss their shot because like you're higher than they expect. But if they have like, I don't know, some other gun like a Spectre or something, it makes it a lot easier, or a lot harder for them to headshot you if you're jumping in.
Get lost.
I'll tell you.
Who will I spot first?
बारिश आ रही है क्या? यार मैं तो स्कूटी पे हूँ यार.
Let me rough that. You are so late. Are you so late to this?
बारिश आ रही है क्या? यार मैं तो स्कूटी पे हूँ यार.
If you're this late, it might even be better for you to just push B main. So you guys are down numbers, higher lower roll. Like playing risky is fine. I don't know. It just sucks all around. You cannot turn away from this angle like this. This is so dangerous. You just take one more step forward and you'd have cover from the angle. Alright, so since you have put such heavy pressure market, they're probably all here. This paranoia you guys gotta... Oh, that sucks. You guys need to break that wall. Wait, why didn't anyone break the wall?
I have the spike. Here.
Alright, so you know that there's probably at least one in market. You know that there's one on this trip. That means that there's at most 2 A. So if you guys rush A right now, you guys have a 4v2.
अरे तो ए आजा ना ए आजा.
I have no friend here to catch up.
Kill bitch ass nigga.
Side.
I would not swing out before the smoke is ready. You die for it? How do you not die for it? Just knife ran out on like the most dangerous angle on the map. You didn't place your teleport anchor either. So like I would place teleport anchor like here or something like that so you can have emergency get out. Alright, 3v3. I like that you're keeping up with the team here. That's good. I don't know about pulling out your knife here. Right here, this doesn't make sense. Like, no one's watching this side. If you had just spun around and looked at check spawn. Like, your team already went this way, right? So you know that's this side is relatively safe. I would immediately check right. And then if you check right here, maybe you kill this guy before your omen dies. And then you get this plant off. Maybe teleport anchor still. I would not blind teleport. I would at least fight first. Like, you didn't even check left. I would check to see if see if I could fight this gecko and then teleport if I like think I'm gonna die to him or something. Like, it's kind of risky still because this guy's pretty likely here because he breaks your trip, right? I can't even tell if he breaks your trip because your minimap's not big enough. Does this still show your trip if it's... Oh, it's out of range anyway. Probably pick it up. So I guess he just ran around it. But since we knew that someone was on that side of the map, the flank is pretty likely.
Last player standing. Here.
Yeah, no reason to take the risk of teleporting for free. Might as well look for the fight with the gecko first. Swing's not that clean. So you have all the time in the world to prepare here. Like, you might as well prepare, like... Well, I guess you're just trickling it. You're not really committed to the fight. Yeah. I'll play it. I guess you just weren't really ready for this peak because you don't really react to it. Maybe you're checking your minimap or something instead of being ready to fight. But you gotta be dialed in when you're holding an angle. Dangerous angle like that.
यार मरली blind नहीं है.
I wouldn't mind if you miss, but like you at least have to fire.
कॉम तो साले कॉम ही नहीं खोलता. मेरे माइक चल नहीं रहा. मैं दे देता वरना. यार मरली करता. एजेंट इट तो.
What's your money like here?
अबे जा तू हर बार यही कहता है भाई. निकलता कुछ नहीं है. जल्दी नहीं.
Oh, that's fine. Just use your trip
यार
already.
मरली blind.
You're keeping up with your jet. Now you've fallen behind, so you gotta keep up. Oh, no one cleared here. She cleared it. You plant this away from the wall. You want to push it into the wall to make it harder to defuse. Like, the spike gets pushed in the direction you're facing at the instant it gets planted. So you can you should also be looking around for your team. Like, you have a trip behind. Like, there's no way for them to get past unless they clove smoke over it or something.
Black वाले को देख.
Oh, you're sort of exposed to this side, aren't you? So you do end up winning this duel. I feel like you have a higher percentage chance of winning if you jiggle this side and so see if they've come out this side and then try to shoot them in the back. But I guess you're also trying to make sure that your teammates don't get shot in the back from main while you're doing this.
I don't think so.
So you just sort of assume that there's, I don't know if you know where both the enemies are, but I would assume there's another guy with the gecko. So I would immediately check behind the box here to see if there's another guy scaling up orb.
I don't think so.
Last player standing.
भाई peek कर ले.
Enemy remaining.
So first instinct after you kill this Reyna.
Last player standing.
भाई peek
So your first instinct is to swing wider.
कर ले.
Enemy.
But what if they come out from market side? I guess your teammates might know where
देखो
they are.
टाइम पे खेलना है. टाइम पे खेलना है. अभी नहीं. अभी मत प्ले कर. नहीं बैठा. बाजार से वेट करता रहे. Nice. Ringer रोजेस.
Out of time. Good go.
नहीं जीता.
Good stall.
Song.
It's their fault for shooting back. All they had to do was not shoot back and stand to the side of the spike and then wait for you to walk through the smoke. Isn't that a gap towards tiles? Can't they see through this? I would not put my gun away here. Like here. I guess your Omen took like the smoke side, but there's nothing stopping them from swinging.
Thank you.
Oh, have your gun out. Have your gun out. Oh my god. You guys have no clear elbow at all. I would be watching elbow this whole time. I wouldn't even put my gun away to drop utility. It's just too dangerous. There's someone there. I would not put my gun away. Very likely there's someone here. It's a terrible plant spot. So if you're trying to plant open, there's a couple spots. Let me see. So I assume you're planting here because you can TP out. Planting here is not bad because planting here is pretty exposed to most angles. But planting there, like here, they can still defuse it from behind full cover. But you're just planting it so that you're in the open. So it's a dangerous plant for you, but a safe defuse for them, if that makes sense. But most people just plant default, like right here, and this is much better. Because I think like the chances of winning a round after you plant safe are so low. It's just so hard to make sure they can't use this.
Smart move.
Because this plant's so bad, I think you have to look for fights.
Planted.
I will not put my gun away here. They could be here.
Side dicks.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
पीछे
I
जा.
have my gun out. So there's never a knife out here.
करना ले वो.
Can't outrun that.
नियॉन वन एचपी है. इधर रन गन क्लासिक कुछ भी कर दियो.
I get ready to swing.
One
James.
enemy remaining.
Wait, what? She didn't hold?
One enemy
Oh, I guess it's not
remaining.
safe from that side.
Nice.
Alright, so your awkward plan, I guess, made the difference because she couldn't defuse it from complete safety. Oh my god.
भाई नियॉन.
Why no? You did plant safe. Yeah, you planted safe. Why didn't you just defuse it safely?
Nice.
Let's count the seconds.
नियॉन वन एचपी है. इधर जा पीछे जा. करना ले वो. नियॉन वन एचपी है. इधर रन गन क्लासिक कुछ भी कर दियो.
7, 6, 5,
One enemy remaining.
3, 2.
Nice. Good round.
I actually could have had it. I also started counting a little bit.
भाई अरे भाई.
Like that was planted so safe, you could have just definitely had it at least.
That's a good
You're a little late on the trade. You fell behind here. It's a dangerous time to take your knife out. Like, just don't fall behind. All I have to do is pad effectively instead of turning around randomly. Just keep moving forward here instead of stepping back behind cover. You could keep scaling. And you could have had this trade.
Duelist तो भाई.
Also, like, your Jet's the one lurking because you're not doing it. Like, I'm not sure why. So, like, it seems like you're used to playing with the group. Like, Chamber on attack is usually the lurker. Just because of, like, the trip and stuff like that.
Twice.
I know you have a lot of duelists though, so I guess it's fine for one of them to be.
Duelist तो भाई.
Last player standing.
Alright, so this round you guys were loud B. You guys ended up going B, and they probably rotated everyone there.
करने को बोला तो करेंगे वो.
वो नहीं कर रहा मैं वो नहीं कर रहा वॉल स्मोक नहीं कर रहा ऑफ कर
No one on your team likes carrying spike. You're not set up for this. Why are you aiming so low on the sage wall? Like, when they sage wall like this, it's very likely they're on top of it and they're about to swing out. I would not be exposed to sage wall and scope to somewhere else. Like, you want to be, like, aimed up here, I think. Instead of shooting at toes. Oh, she's not on the wall. Maybe they saw you with the op too. Because if they saw you, then they also know you have operator, because you ulted. Oh, taking out your knife in the open. I know it's smoked off, but there's no reason to put your gun away. If they come out mid here, you're still exposed. Get to cover first.
I have the spike.
क्या जाओ मन क्या जा. ए जा.
There's just a knife running out in the open here. What if they just push through right now and just kill you because Jet's behind cover?
अबे आ जाओ यार.
तो सॉरी टेबल पीक.
I would not look at this gun. Like, you need your gun out here.
भाग जाओ just
This
भाग
is
जाओ
another
ना.
enemy.
Never mind.
One enemy.
You're not even like looking at the enemies that we're fighting.
भाग जाओ just भाग जाओ ना.
Spend so much time. Like, you should be trading this guy.
Never mind.
If you're here, you could have killed this sage actually, instead of like looking away randomly.
One enemy
Never
remaining.
mind.
Didn't even check elbow. Like, this guy could
भाई वो सारी टीम
see
भाग दिया. भाई तो जेट के स्मोक
Shouldn't be skin shopping like during the rounds. You can worry about that post
मत
round.
देखियो भाई तू डर जाएगा एक बार.
This is like, I guess it's a good plant spot.
Spike planted.
I don't know. Just because you don't know where he is still, like, I guess you could plant somewhere safer.
एक
I
बार
don't know.
इधर देखो.
The worst thing you can do is push elbow solo.
Here.
Or put your back to, actually no, the worst thing is just put your back to elbow solo because we don't know where he is.
Here.
सिटी देख. इसको
Unless you guys are very sure where he is. So if you look at your setup, it's guaranteed that whoever he fights, it's going to be a 1v1. So like the setup is not great. It's not the worst because there are 3 entrances. But like there's like other ways where you like double up on one side. So if they come from the side you think that's most likely, you have a 2v1 like swing off contact. And then one side that it's just like someone's playing a safe angle, they can just jiggle. Like you're not playing a safe angle, you're fighting to the death. If you miss this shot, then you have no cover and you just sort of die unless you kill him with your headhunter. Same with this Jet. This Jet has no way out. If like she doesn't immediately kill him, then she's dead and there's no way to get back. So usually you have like maybe double on one. So if they come that way, they lose. You have a very safe angle on one that you're just watching. That way they can jiggle to cover. And the other one, if they just come in that way, then whatever. We just sort of give it to them. And they make it, and you hear the wingman plant and or diffuse, and you know where he is roughly.
My bad, sorry.
And here, I would just say swing off my contact because you have the better angle.
मत
You can't come that way that fast.
होल्ड करने का एंगल होल्ड कर.
How did you not? How did you miss this kill on him?
होल्ड कर. भाई मरना नहीं है बाद में मरना नहीं है. टीपी लगा के पिक कर.
I'm too far. I'm too far.
Oh my god, you almost lost that. He halved it. So as expected, you guys gave him ones. He happened to coin flip twice in a row and won 2 of them.
आराम से पिक
टीपी क्यों जा रहे हैं अब. भाई पता नहीं क्या ही दिमाग है भाई. वो फिर दिमाग.
पता चला ब्रो.
You guys are so loud here. Why are you walking?
जाओ ना ऐसे.
They know spikes here. They know at least 3 people here. Like all your utils out and used already, and you guys are so slow. You haven't even started entering. All the smoke's about to run out too.
कोई कुछ करना पड़ेगा नहीं.
And because you guys have no smoke, so Neon has to use her walls. It's really bad. And you all split up in different directions. So if Neon's running forward like this, you have to go with her, help her out, and hold this line with her. Here, maybe you would have been a little late for the trade, but coming out here, you're also just solo pushing through a smoke. Like, if there's a guy here, you just die. I guess you have teleport, but still more dangerous. Can't have your knife out here. Enemy could be here. I expect you to get shot from right here, but you didn't. Or there's a guy right here, but you didn't.
City control le, city control le, man. City control le.
If you're out of range of your trip, I would pull it back.
Last player standing.
So in a situation like this, like you can't really go for win. Like you know that there's enemies there.
Last player standing.
You heard the guy up here. Like when you step through, you have to kill this guy first, then you have to go and fight all the other people. Oh, that's such a bad plant spot too. You could just defuse that from safe if you wanted to.
I'm out of here.
Another example of planting in a dangerous spot that can be diffused from safety. Yeah, don't watch two angles at once. Like you're trying to watch both angles here, so you keep switching between the two, but every time you switch, there's going to be inaccuracy, right? It's like your crosshair is like totally off, like when you're going back and forth. Just gamble on one, and then the other one just flick. Like it's fine to switch like at a time when the other one actually becomes more likely, right? Like here, I don't think it makes sense to switch because you're already watching this until this blocks that angle and then you can switch back. Or like you're holding this, you might as well walk forward, break that angle. There's no reason to switch to this one when you have full cover from it. Right? This doesn't make any sense. And you're late now on this Jet. If Jet gets in a fight, you can't trade.
Here. My
Go. You can catch up to her. Yeah, here's an example of just losing vigilance, right? This guy's completely out in the open, no cover, and you have just put your gun away. Why don't you trade? Oh, I guess they're in a smoke.
Reloading.
I guess you had spike.
Spike planted.
Wait, why'd you pick that up? That was playable. Like you're probably not gonna get it again. Like it takes 45 seconds for the spike to go off.
Got one.
Nice shot.
No reason to pick it up.
Got one.
Nice shot.
Or no Reina's backside. You should be ready to swing off contact. Since you're so far away from this corner, being on fights here, you can't help.
There.
देख रहा हूँ मैं
You
लेफ्ट देख
will
रहा हूँ
not kill my allies.
Yeah, you can't even swing off this. The other dude is step out and join this fight. If you kill Sage, you also get Clove.
One enemy remaining.
Very nice, man.
Not believe you guys win this round.
मैं
You
लेफ्ट देख
will
रहा हूँ
not
Yeah,
kill
like you're just watching your Neon fight and die by herself. Instead of getting ready to swing off contact.
ले गया दो शिफ्ट वॉक करियो ठीक है बी पे शिफ्ट वॉक हम वेट करेंगे इनका मिड पे लैंड करने का शिफ्ट बिल्कुल साउंड नहीं देनी अरे भाई ये तो स्मोक जाने से पहले भाई डेड हो गए लमाउ डेड
Did you shift walk this?
देनी अरे भाई ये तो स्मोक जाने से पहले
Just silent fast
dead
peek
हो
this
गए,
angle.
लमाउ dead।
You just shift walked out here. Here, I'll check your tight left. You should be shot in the back
Tracker होगा
here.
बंदा पिक कर रहा होगा तेरे को
No, your Omen didn't check either. Really hope there's not a guy behind you. You also didn't check behind this wall. So at this point, this is when the guy behind here would swing out and shoot you in the back. Like you have to check the left side too, especially if you already are across the signboard anyway, or whatever this is called. You may as well check that. But you got lucky. There's no one pushed up.
B.
Oh, the fight itself. I wasn't paying attention to the fight. The crossbow person's like a little bit lazy because you're like not even silent fast peeking these angles. So like this could have been a silent fast peek on this angle, but you're like shift walking it and your crosshair's off, like way into the wall, or it's slightly too far into the wall instead of out wide. You're super late again.
That works.
Someone already burned paranoia. Are you guys like, are you guys faking? This is a very expensive fake with paranoia. I would not put my gun away here. There could be a guy behind. Especially if it's Rainer or something, then like their timing is to like kill someone and then go into the smoke while it's still up. Didn't clear. I guess you're just trying to do a fake play. Normally you'd go through spawn. I feel like mid is a very tough cross. Be enemy here. I'll also pick up this trip soon. Oh, you just turned your back to it? You just shot in the back this whole time. You didn't pick up the trip either.
Hi! I'm pissed!
Even आ गया ऊपर.
One.
Oh, we got a lucky spray. I think here I'd probably maybe shoot burst and strafe. Because if you crouch spray, it's like pretty easy for her to track you. But if you burst and strafe, like it's kind of hard for her to track you.
One enemy remaining.
That's 3.
It's fine.
CT.
Alright. I'll go type up the notes. I think the major things though is higher lower rule. Making sure to play with it when your team is up. But catch you later.